Are the unwritten rules killing baseball? The so-called unwritten rules of MLB are killing enthusiasm for the sport and keeping potential young fans away. Well, that's the narrative we've been hearing for the past few years at least. According to some baseball analysts, a new generation of MLB players is trying to bring some fun and spirit to the game, but MLB old heads are stopping this fun revolution in the name of tradition. The old heads want to honor the unwritten rules of baseball, a set of rules for baseball etiquette that go back over 100 years in some cases. We're going to take a deep dive into some of these unwritten rules, the MLB stars trying to break the mold and the traditionalists who oppose them, and we'll let you decide whether MLB needs to shake things up or if the unwritten rules should be here to stay. One of the biggest unwritten rules currently being challenged in MLB is the etiquette for celebration. For nearly 100 years, it's been considered bad sportsmanship in MLB to celebrate excessively like they do in the NFL or soccer. You're not supposed to show a pitcher up if you hit a home run off him. You're not supposed to show a batter up if you strike him out, etc. But evidently, this new generation of players just can't help themselves. Take bat flips, for instance. Bat flips are an example of a celebration that seems to be winning favor in the eyes of baseball fans, or at least indifference. A few years ago, you heard complaints about the bat flips, but they become so common now, they're hardly controversial. Maybe the most controversial bat flip in MLB history took place in 2015 when Toronto Blue Jay Jose Bautista executed the bat flip heard round the world after hitting a 3-run go-ahead bomb against the Texas Rangers in Game 5 of the ALDS. For traditional baseball fans, players, coaches, and analysts alike, Bautista's bat flip was not in keeping with the spirit of humility and decorum in which baseball players are expected to operate. For Bautista, there was nothing disrespectful to the pitcher, the Rangers, or the game of baseball in his bat flip. It was simply a cultural difference. In the Dominican Republic, where Bautista grew up, the game of baseball is played with more emotion than it is in the US. There was nothing more to it than that. Besides, while many people got pissed about Bautista's bat flip for the ages, many fans absolutely loved it. It became a viral meme and an iconic baseball image. That's probably good marketing for baseball, a sport which could sorely use some good marketing, particularly with young people. At the same time, it's a dramatic shift away from the former culture of American baseball, a culture that's lasted 100 years and which coincided with baseball's glory days in the middle of the 20th century. So should baseball change to bring in new fans, or should it stick to its guns? Let's look at a few more examples. A fascinating story from the 2022 offseason was the reportedly bad relationship between longtime Atlanta Braves favorite Freddie Freeman and their new superstar Ronald Acuna Jr. Freeman stunned the baseball world by signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers rather than his Braves, where he seemed destined to be a career-long star, though his agent apparently screwed him out of that, but that's for another video. Braves fans were naturally very upset that Freeman left the team right after the Braves won the World Series. But oddly enough, there was one person who didn't express much sadness about Freeman's departure. Star right fielder and potential face of baseball Ronald Acuna Jr. When asked in an interview what he'd miss most about Freeman, Acuna said nothing and went on to explain that in 2018, Acuna's rookie season, Freeman wiped the eye black off Acuna's face, which obviously Acuna didn't care for. Freeman defended himself by saying he was trying to uphold rules passed down in the Braves organization, and Acuna said the story was blown out of proportion by the media. But it's a telling story of the new culture divide in MLB. Freeman is an old-school kind of player. He doesn't wear chains or involve himself in wild celebrations. He's a humble, gracious guy who just rakes baseballs and plays a great first base. Acuna, on the other hand, is one of the swaggiest players in all of baseball. He plays a dynamic, exciting, emotional brand of baseball, and he's become an MLB icon for his efforts. Along with Fernando Tatis Jr., Tim Anderson, Nick Castellanos, Javier Baez, and others, Ronald Acuna Jr. represents a new generation of MLB player that gets excited on the field, flips their bats, and plays with emotion. They don't consider any of this disrespectful to the game of baseball, to their opponents, or to MLB history. It's just the way they are and the way they like to play. The beef between Javi Baez and Amir Garrett is an example of the type of emotion old-school baseball traditionalists don't want to see on the baseball diamond. When Javi Baez hits Amir Garrett, he shows him up like nobody's business. When Baez hits a walk-off against Garrett, he gave baseball fans one of the most entertaining walks to first base we've ever seen. When Garrett gets the best of Baez, or basically anyone on Baez's team, Garrett screams in triumph and stares down their dugout. The type of fan who likes this kind of stuff would argue it's entertaining and exciting. That's a fair argument. Who can deny big league competitors showing all their emotion on the field is compelling to watch? But fans who don't like this kind of thing would argue it's unnecessary, not fit for baseball, and maybe even annoying distraction from what they like about baseball. Some fans like that baseball is a calmer sport that prioritizes humility and good sportsmanship. The sad reality, though, is that enthusiasm for baseball among the younger age groups is dwindling. Old-school baseball fans might need to accept these new ways of playing and celebrating are good for the game because they bring excitement to a game considered boring by many. The past couple of seasons, MLB has witnessed some of the bending of the unwritten rules and the backlash that comes with it. One example of the unwritten rules potentially going too far is when Chicago White Sox manager publicly criticized his own rookie catcher, Yermin Mercedes, for hitting a home run on a 3-0 count when the White Sox were already winning by 11 runs. He hit the home run off of a position player to boot. According to the unwritten rules of baseball, Mercedes shouldn't have swung 3-0 when his team had such a big lead, especially against a position player. In the eyes of baseball traditionalists, Mercedes was showboating, disrespecting his opponent, and padding his stats. His own manager called him clueless after the game and said he made a mistake. With that kind of league, that's just sportsmanship or respect for your opponent. There will be consequences. It won't happen again. Mercedes himself defended his actions, saying that's just how he plays the game. La Russa again publicly criticized his player, saying, "I heard he said something like, 'I play my game.' No, he doesn't. He plays the game of Major League Baseball, respects the game, respects opponent, and he's got to respect the signs." Veteran pitcher Lance Lynn defended Mercedes, saying, "The more I play this game, the more those rules have gone away." To which La Russa again took offense. "Lance has a locker," La Russa said. "I have an office." All of this internal, in-clubhouse bickering and bad PR over a rookie hitting a home run. Is this what we want fans to want the game to be about? Is this a case of the unwritten rules going too far and creating controversy out of nothing? Whether baseball fans like it or not, this seems to be the direction in which baseball's headed. Lance Lynn's right. A lot of the unwritten rules seem to be going away. We're seeing bigger, wilder celebrations, more and more bat flips with no retaliation from the opposing teams. We're seeing team-wide home run celebrations like home run jackets, grocery cart rides through the dugout, and more. Maybe it's just a fad, or maybe this generation of baseball players will legitimately change the game of baseball for the future. Or traditionalists and old heads will eventually win out and put a stop to it. Who knows? Either way, baseball is at a crossroads right now, culturally, and it'll be fascinating to watch and see what happens next. What do you make of this? Should coaches, veteran players, and analysts keep enforcing MLB's unwritten rules in order to preserve the culture of baseball? Or should they just let the kids play and see if they can't bring some youth and excitement to the sport before it's too late?